Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you everyone for joining Performance Analytics Academy. We're going to go ahead and get kicked off. We still have some people that are coming in, but yeah, let's go ahead and get kicked off here. So I appreciate everyone that's coming today. Really good session today where we're going to go over some things that are out of the box within Quebec. Now that Quebec has been released, so this will be really good information for those of you that are interested in this. So with that, so again, as usual, these are for you. So please take full advantage of the new things that come out, which is why we do these, and also any existing questions that we get from the community. We try to put a academy around that, and these will be recorded. So if that is an issue for you, you may want to go ahead and drop now. But this will be recorded and put out on YouTube and also into the community for you to access later on. Please feel free to use the Q&A for any questions that you have. As we go through the session, you're more than welcome to ask questions during that time via Q&A, and if we can answer those while the session is going on, we will do that. We will try to answer all of the questions, but when we get to the actual Q&A portion where we'll be asking and answering those questions live, we will go ahead and answer any of the questions that are about the current session that we are in. And then once we're done with those, if time permits, then we'll ask any of the other existing questions that may be out there. If we do not get to your question today, please feel free to put that question into the community, and we will try to get that answer along with other gurus that are out there that frequent the community to answer and look at questions anyway. So my name is Thomas Davis. I am the host today, and then we also have April McGee here. She's an outbound product manager and now Platform Now Intelligence as well, and she's going to give us the latest and greatest that come with Quebec. So with that, April, I'm going to pass it over to you if you're ready to go.
Hi, everybody. I am April McGeehee from the Platform Outbound Product Management team, and today I'm going to be going over the PA and reporting out-of-box content for Quebec. In Quebec, we had 26 new and 19 updated solutions. Everything with SR next to it is going to be a store release that happened in the Quebec timeframe. A lot more of our BUs are now releasing through the store, so make sure you go and check all that content out. I'm not going to be able to cover all these today. So if you're interested in any of these, they are documented in all of our release notes on our doc site. So I just picked a couple of what I thought would be some good notable content packs to go over today, and let us know if you have any questions about those, and we will try our best to answer those. So first, kicking off with CSM. We have the Field Service Manager Dispatcher Workspace, which allows a dispatcher to monitor real-time field operations. And then we have the Field Service Contractor for the contract manager to compare performance of various contractors and review if they are under or overutilized. And then we had some updates to knowledge management. There's a new guest user report that's been added to monitor if articles have been made public accidentally, because that was a problem that we saw customers running into. The Dispatcher Workspace is a configurable scheduling application that enables dispatchers to efficiently route work to field service agents and monitor their performance. The dashboard displays the real-time data of the operations and performance of field service agents across their assignments, such as statistics on critical pending dispatch tasks and SLAs breached, field service agents who are behind the schedule, instant visibility into the agent's present status, such as on-site, off-shift, en route. We have a dispatch map with the visual indicators for location of the field service agents and work order tasks. The Dispatcher Workspace provides these advantages: configurable task and agent cards to display relevant information, a list of work order tasks that are pending for the dispatch, and then the ability to search, sort, and filter agents based on task assignment. You can view agent details from the agent list or the dispatch map, and you can assign, reassign, and unassign work order tasks to agents. For the field service contractor dashboard, a manager would use this dashboard to review the status of work orders, agents, agent feedback, and appointments of contractor companies. They would review the work order task progress and agent feedback results based on the selected contractor company and date range. You can see we have that filter over on the right side for those. And then moving on to ITSM, we have the Localization Insights dashboard, which provides the localization health of the system with reports that are generated from the Localization Insights records. Then we have the Site Reliability Operations Workspace, which is a new workspace to monitor service health. This requires the ITSM Pro and ITOM standard licenses. Then we made some updates to the PI workbench. The team added automated comments and dynamic thresholds. And then for the manager workspace, there was a new analysis panel that's been added to the record and presents the sentiment trend, customer sentiment, and the talk time. The Site Reliability Operations Workspace is shared with Modern Ops Admin, the business stakeholder manager, and user roles to monitor service health. At the top, we have 3 score widgets that need immediate action, active alerts, open incidents, and open changes. And then at the bottom, we have 3 visuals to break down those 3 metrics by state, status, and impact. Then for the PI workbench, this is predictive intelligence for incident. In this release on the monitoring models tab, a net automation threshold was added to the actual net automation graph. That's that graph up at the top. This threshold is a computation of the difference between the estimated net automation and the underperformance property values. Thresholds are calculated daily and notifications are sent to stakeholders when thresholds are breached. They also added automatic comments on that actual net automation indicator at various stages of the model monitoring. Wow, it's a mouthful. A comment is generated when any of the following model criteria exists. The model is integrated, the model integration is removed, the existing model is changed to a new model, and the integrated model is retrained. So you can see on this graph, we have these little comment icons, and that's where any of those actions would trigger one of these comments to let you know that's why one of these trends have changed. The manager workspace, which is still being piloted with a few select customers, has added Amazon Connect. We have within the call analysis, the team added this analysis panel on the right side, which presents the sentiment trend, the customer sentiment, and the talk time. There's also the Amazon Connect card that's been added to the channels and queue page, which is this one right here. And then when I click on that card, I would get down to this detailed view where I would have all those metrics individually, and then the record view. Moving on to ITOM, we have the tag governance dashboard. This is a beta release to help customers gain value out of their cloud tagging practice. Then we have cloud resources, which is a new dashboard showing multiple clouds, AWS, Azure, and VMware. And then we have agent health, which is a dashboard to provide basic statistic summary for the running agents to improve visibility and ensure a stable and reliable IT environment. So this is the agent health dashboard. This is used to track and measure overall agent health and data collection status. At the top, we have these 3 widgets for agent status, silent agents, and agents by data collection status. And then at the bottom, we have agents by version, agents by mid-server, and agents by operating system. Now for platform. We have a new dashboard for subscription management. This helps you track parts of your subscription so you can stay within compliance and plan for future subscription purchases. We also have the custom app inventory dashboard, which helps you manage custom applications and tables on your instance. We have the domain separation licensing consumption. This is the dashboard that's used to see a breakdown of units per domain for instances that support domain separation. And then for the instance security center, there's a new page that was added to that for user metrics. Subscription overview is for the usage admin to track the allocation of subscriptions to ensure users have the correct access and the company stays within compliance. The custom app inventory dashboard in subscription management helps you manage your custom apps and tables on your instance from one place. The usage admin or admin would use this to view custom applications and custom table allocation, to map custom applications and custom tables to subscriptions, and then to view grandfathered and exempt tables. So this is the domain compliance overview dashboard. This is used to see a breakdown of units per domain for instances that support domain separation. The access count, fulfiller count, and producer count tabs display action counts in lists and charts. So I'll show you those 3 tabs, which are all going to look very similar. The capacity-based tab displays counts for capacity-based licenses and charts. And then the allocated users by domain tab displays a list of users separated by domain. Selecting a domain shows more information on the allocated users in each domain. Now moving on to IRM. We had a lot of content for IRM this release. The first was regulatory change management, which is used to visualize the information about regulatory feeds, action tasks, and a calendar view of action tasks. Then we have operational resilience for the operational resilience managers to monitor the resilience posture of their organizations and make any course corrections to improve the organization's resilience. We have project risk overview. The project managers and enterprise risk managers can view risk performance and overall risk posture. Then we have operational risk, which enables an entity owner to view the complete risk posture for the enterprise in a single consolidated report. Then we have risk identification, which is useful for risk managers and helps them to keep track of various records or objects which are in transit in the risk identification workflow. And then we have the AO, SCA, and overview dashboards. These dashboards belong to a new application called Continuous Authorization and Monitoring. The Operational Resilience Manager wants to be able to monitor and improve the organization's resilience to adverse events to be able to deliver critical services to their customers, even during crisis situations. The Operational Resilience Manager also uses the reports to follow up with respective owners in the areas of risks, control failures, open, overdue, priority 1 issues, assets with incidents, assets with vulnerabilities, and entities that do not have continuity or recovery plans. The Service Details tab includes a filter you can use to view all the services and processes used by the organization, or you can drill down into a particular report to view information specific to that filter. Then we also have tabs for technology, facilities, people, and vendors. The Operational Risk Management Dashboard enables an entity owner to view the complete risk posture for the enterprise in a single consolidated report. This dashboard makes it easy to analyze the risk posture efficiently and take necessary corrective actions to ensure that there are no losses. On the first tab, we have the overview. We have this big scorecard widget with all of the indicators and their trends. Quarterly, a score, change percentage, and then we have that trend. And then at the bottom, we have the inherent and residual risk heat maps. And then over on the right, we have these 3 scorecards for residual risk score, control effectiveness score, and inherent risk score. On the state tab, we have indicators needing more immediate action up at the top, like overdue assessment tasks. And then at the bottom, we have some quarterly trends. Then we have the risk control assessment tab and the risk events tab. In their second release of the dashboard, the team added the last 4 tabs. We have control assurance, indicator performance, issues, and library. Now for facilities, we have the workplace safety dashboard, which is a new COVID dashboard for the workplace manager to monitor back to work facility activities. You use the workplace manager dashboard to monitor the space allocation and workplace maintenance activities at your office campus. For any given day, you can view the details for available space, space reservations, pending workplace requests, arrival times for different locations, employee arrivals, and maintenance tasks. Then for SecOps, we have a new app vulnerabilities dashboard, which gives the visibility to the security posture of application vulnerabilities resulting from dynamic application security testing. And then we had some updates to vulnerability management. Vulnerability management can track the volume, performance, and progress of vulnerabilities from initial analysis, detection, to containment or remediation. So specifically, we added the exceptions and false positives tabs to this dashboard. So app vulnerabilities, this dashboard provides a graphical view into AVI activity to help determine remediation plans and status progress. They help you to focus on KPIs associated with critical affected applications and high visibility vulnerabilities. You can view reports that show trending data over time, view trends of important metrics on a regular schedule to analyze your overall business process and identify areas of improvement. The security posture tab helps you understand your security posture and the progress of your remediation actions. The remediation trend tab helps you understand the progress of your remediation actions. And the leaderboard tab helps you understand the progress of your remediation actions and which AVIs need the most assistance with their completion. All right, and I am done. Let
awesome.
me know.
A lot of stuff there.
I know.
A lot of different dashboards that have came out with many tabs, and could probably get very deep with those things. So it was a good overcap of all of that. So if anyone has questions, we do have one, and I'll read that here. But if anyone has questions, this is the time that we want to ask. April is the one to go to for any of those release questions. So if you have those, definitely ask. But the one that we have now is, what is the best practice for getting updated PA content pack materials? In the past, if you activated an older version, you were just stuck and basically had to sign up a dev instance and go hunting for differences. Re-updating or reinstalling a plugin typically didn't get you the new stuff if you already installed an older version. Can you speak to best practices or even what to try in that area?
I'm going to defer that question to you, Thomas, or Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. So it's still not as seamless as we want. When you upgrade, you do get the new items. You don't get the changes. That's the problem. So if we added a new widget, we added a new indicator source, that should be installed. But it won't necessarily be exposed on the dashboard. The dev instance is a fail-safe that lets you do that. I think the store handles this a little bit better than the store content packs, where we're seeing most of the content come out. It's better than what we had seen with the traditional plugins. But it's still an issue that we are working on to make it more seamless. There is logically a challenge in that if you have an indicator we do not want to change it. Even if we think we're making it better, we don't want to change it from underneath you, because it's what you relied on. It's unlike other functionality. So we're still working that out on how you can see what the changes are and then choose what to accept and what not to accept. The solution library helps with that as well. Not all the content packs have solution libraries to allow you to upgrade and choose those things, but it is worthwhile to look at to see if the solution library lets you pick and choose what you want to see. So a mix between the solution library, the documentation about what's new, because rather than having to just see everything that's there, you can at least, we are doing a better job of documentation. And as we go through this, we talked about a lot of these content packs. I believe they're all highlighted in the release notes for all the new ones that come out. And if you, Thomas, I saw we launched the poll, and then we actually want the survey for today. So I'm going to, I don't know if you can turn off the poll.
Wrong one. Yep.
Yes. We are about to launch a survey for everybody who's in attendance. If you don't mind clicking through a couple things, give us your feedback, so we can improve our sessions going forward. We would appreciate that, but hopefully we can turn off the poll. Anyway, content pack's getting better between the documentation, the solution library, and then some of the improvements we see in the store. It should be better. We are working on it to make it even better for you so that you can pick and choose what you want to see and see how those things come up. Again, the biggest issue we have is to be very cautious to not force an upgrade to not force a change to your analytics. That is our major concern, is that we don't want you to be relying on something and us change it. Even if we think it's better, we don't want to force that change on you without you having the ability to choose when and if you accept that change. All right,
Thanks, Adam, for that. You're going to launch that survey now?
I wonder if the survey will go out after we are done.
Oh, okay.
So we'll look at that. We are going to try and send a survey out to everybody again to get your feedback on how the session's going, and how we can improve. And at this point, if we don't have any more questions specifically about the content packs, we can open it up to any questions that we have. Anything performance analytics reporting related.
That's the unique question there. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So the question came up about performance analytics and reporting. How we keep talking about that they need to converge, that they need to play better together. All completely true. And now experience. You could have seen it. It's in the documentation now in Workspace. We'll see it mostly in Workspace in Quebec. Part of it came out before, and that's where we saw KPI details and KPI signals were out in Paris. Quebec has more improvements from that as well. We are going with Quebec and some of the things that are out. It's out there, and I believe we have a few sessions coming up in the next couple performance analytics academies that will talk about some of the functionality in Now Experience. But the quick answer for Now Experience is that it is a complete update of our UI. So you'll hear us. We'll talk about Now Experience is the new UI, and you might hear us say that the old one is classic. It's just UI 16 is our classic UI lists and forms. Now Experience is a complete and utter rethink of it. It's much more of it's a more modernized consumer-like experience. We are transitioning to that, and we're here to help all of us get to that destination. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. It is available now, but at this point, it requires a little bit more configuration, a little bit more work. We are working day and night for the next couple of years to make it as seamless as possible. So we want to make sure that we all see that where the destination is. Don't be scared about it, but if you want to look at it, you certainly can. But reporting and PA are the same effectively. It's just reporting with snapshots. When we get into Workspace, we don't have different widgets and different report types. unified filters are in Quebec in Workspace, where as something that probably all of us have seen. I have interactive filters work on reports, but not on PA. Dashboard breakdowns work on PA, but not. And then sometimes some filters, all that goes away with unified filters, where you just define a filter and it works on PA, it works on reporting. Who cares where the source is? So a lot of the things you've been asking for are there and Now Experience. The UI is cleaner. It's better. We're at parity in some places. We're way beyond parity in other places. That Now Experience takes us further than we've ever gone in the Classic, but we're not at full parity. And that there's some things you can do in Classic that you can't do in Now Experience. So again, something that you want to pay attention to. It's more than just reporting. It is all of ServiceNow in this migration. So it's something that keep your eyes on. You should take a look at. Again, we'll do some future sessions in the next few weeks that talk about it. You will see it all over Knowledge. But good things are coming. They're not here today, but good things are coming. Okay, hopefully we answered that one.
Yeah, Adam, I don't know if you just want to continue.
Yeah, we'll take a couple. All right, I want to get the mixed order. So let's wrap up a little bit about the Now Experience stuff. So again, I don't know that I'm doing it justice right now. Now Experience, you saw it in Agent Workspace for ITSM. CSM is fully embracing it in Quebec. At Knowledge, we'll see a lot more on it. If you watch the release previews that came out, it is not specific to performance analytics and reporting. It is a complete update of everything in a very modern structure. So lots of great stuff in there. It's where we get UIB, the UI builder, App Engine Studio helps us build Now Experience workspaces. A lot of great content that's out there that's coming the next few weeks. And then at Knowledge is the best place to see everything. There's going to be a ton of sessions on Now Experience. And again, it's not something you can flip a switch on that because it's going to make your life better, but it's something that as an organization, as the application we're using, we all have to decide that we're going to move into Now Experience. All right. So a very related question, which I do want to make sure we address, is: are we going to deprecate Classic reporting? And the answer is it will change. Similar to where we went from from report builder to report designer, there will be something that's a slightly different interface. ServiceNow will be ServiceNow. Our goal is that things move very smoothly, and we will bring you along, right? We will migrate when we're all able to migrate. So we're not turning anything off until you're full parity and beyond. Don't be afraid. There's not an edge that's coming anytime soon. And we're not done until you're happy. I mean, that's where it comes down to it. But I'm not aware of any loss of functionality that's planned. But in Now Experience today, we don't have all the parity. We don't have the report builder the way that we're used to seeing it. So just like the rest of ServiceNow is moving into supporting citizen development, analytics are the same way. And again, if you look at Now Experience and what goes on today, some of it's a bit complicated to configure. We are addressing that, right? Those are kind of our critical path. It has to work first, but then it has to be just as easy to use as Report Designer is today. So don't be worried about it, but yes, there will be changes, and it's important to stay up to date with what we're releasing, release over release, as we move down this path. And again, some amazing stuff in Quebec. It's just a very full-featured release. I highly recommend that you come back to our Performance Analytics Academies as we talk about some of the new features. I think we have 3 sessions planned to talk about the new features briefly. Lots of great content in there, lots of functionality, lots of things you've been asking for. They're all coming. Okay, a couple other quick ones to come through. So K21 resources that are coming through. I believe the K21 schedule is coming out shortly. I know it's not out now, but I know I have until the end of today to finalize some abstracts and descriptions. So I would expect that you'll see a lot of the K-21, the guide and the schedule coming out. There are 2 tiers, I believe, of K-21. There is a free tier and a paid tier. That information was coming out of what's available. It should be on the knowledge site soon, maybe next week. I would recommend that you go in and sign up to get updates so that you see the first things that come out. There will be a lot of live content this year at K-21, and then lots of stuff that's recorded and on demand as well. But we're making a concerted effort to make more live content, more access to the people that you want to talk to available. All right. Another one came in. I'm going to get one that I can answer, which I like those. So thank you. Is there a way to apply the dynamic my groups to PA widgets, assuming that you have breakdowns for those? And absolutely, that came in some April or Thomas can correct me. I believe that came in Paris when we added the dynamic elements. I think it was Paris. So we'll go with Paris. It might have been Orlando, but
sorry about that. I was typing an answer. Forgive me.
That's fine. One of the recent things that came in, there is a function in the widgets where you can effectively apply an elements filter to the widget itself, which is how you do my groups. And so that what will happen is on a widget, assuming I have a group breakdown, it will allow me to return my group. So when I look at the widget, I don't have to select the breakdown. It will just it will not only default to my group, it will show me my group. That is what's selected. So that functionality, I believe, came in Paris. And if you go look at the widgets, I will go back when Thomas is answering one of these and find that and put it into, try to put it in the answer. So we'll post it into the chat. But yes, that functionality does exist. And I believe it came in Paris. A bigger upgrade question that came in that let's talk about as well is that it is not uncommon for customers to skip a release, that we upgrade once a year. And so in this case, we're on Paris, we're going to skip Quebec and we'll go into Rome when that comes out later this year. Quebec is a very full featured release. Just there is a ton of stuff in there. Again, we're going to talk more about those things. A lot of great stuff in Now Experience, but a lot of stuff in Classic as well. So skipping, but Paris had a lot of stuff in it as well. So I do understand people skip releases, and there is a lot behind that. So I can't just tell you that you shouldn't do that, but I would like to tell you shouldn't do that. The speed of evolution of ServiceNow is so great that a few years ago, if you skipped a release, it wasn't necessarily that big of a deal. But we put so much into every release that you certainly should look at it. And we have had a huge focus for a few years now about how to make upgrades less painful for you. So it's certainly something that you need to decide, but arbitrarily skipping a release, we may want to rethink that, right? That is a decision up to you and your organization and what resources you put in. But I will tell you that we are doing everything we can to make it less painful to upgrade, more beneficial, less painful, and to reduce the upgrade cycle so that it's a no-brainer to upgrade. I don't know if we're there yet. And again, that's up to your organization, your experience, and where you're at and how much customization you do have. But our goal is absolutely to get you to be able to upgrade when you want, or to upgrade more often when things come out, and have a very tighter window. And just like you were upgrading an app on your phone, you don't go through a big test cycle. We want to make sure that we can just upgrade it. Also, part of that is going to the store so that you can upgrade functionality. So we are absolutely trying to get more into the store so that you can upgrade the pieces you want to upgrade without having to take upgrades you don't want. So big focus for us. If you've just been doing the same thing for a few years, I would certainly sit back and reevaluate that and look at it. My ask is that you do look at, can we upgrade more often? Just because it took us a month 2 years ago, a month 4 years ago, does it still take us a month? Are things running more smoothly? And if we see a lot of this stuff in Quebec whether it's improved ATF. So are we taking advantage of ATF to make sure that instead of having to have my users do a bunch of testing or customizations, can I just build ATF tests, the automatic framework tests, do all that testing for me, and I can compress what I did in 3 weeks into a weekend. So that's something you want to take advantage of. And then the health scan, instant scan, and health scan app, those are meant as well to help us compress that window by continually monitoring. Are we following all the best practices? Are we setting ourselves up for smooth upgrades? So, and then also the upgrade center helps as well. So Quebec makes a lot of big steps forward, but got to be on Quebec to take advantage of those. And again, huge focus for us on how do we make it very simple for you to upgrade. Okay. Another one came in, and I will take this one that comes in. But in reporting, are we able to do groups like percentage complete, and then kind of arbitrary groups, 0 to 34, 35 to 65, 66 to 100, without writing a script or doing a database view? Absolutely. You want to look at reporting ranges. And then this does assume that the percentages are in the table. So if we're going to do an aggregate, then I need performance analytics and a formula for percentage. Then I need to use performance analytics and buckets. But if I'm in reporting and I just want to group things together, report ranges is what you're going to look for. So I'm going to put that into the answer. But report ranges will let you create those groups on the fly. Thomas, are there any questions you want to jump in on?
Yeah, I'm actually typing some of them that we don't necessarily have to do live. So can you use the PAR packs for now create? I actually need to find the answer to that unless you know the answer to that. So I was just going to tell him to reach out to me directly, and as I get the answer for that one, unless you have a solution for that, I need to find out.
I'm not positive in that context. In Now Create, I believe there are some things that are getting started, but the PAR packs what's in Now Create is generally collateral to help you, whether it's a PowerPoint, an Excel, a template, a project plan for ITBM. Those are there to help you in your project. They're not, as far as I know, actual solutions like the content packs that we discussed today. So they should be complementary, but they're not the same thing.
Yeah, and again, I sent a message to him so he can reach out to me. I'll try to find out more information about that.
And then we have a follow-up. Is there a quick inventory of PA widgets and indicators by dashboard tabs? The widgets you can get, there's a community article where we talk about reports. I think we do reports on there. Widgets would do the same thing. So you can create a view that would let you do that. And again, if you look at the community article that talks about how to see what reports are on a dashboard, it would do the same thing. For widgets, you just have to swap out the sys report for PA widget, I believe, and it should work identically. Indicators is a different challenge. Indicators is a challenge because indicators can be built on indicators, which can be built on indicators, which can be built on indicators. And so the recursive, the reporting system doesn't handle recursion very well. It does work though if you want to see it. The export is not great. If you go into the dependency view on a dashboard, you can see what's on there and drill through it. I am not sure. We added some new functionality in Quebec, but I'm not sure if this is in there or not. The dependency viewer is actually built on an API, so you can create it on your own. But I'm not aware of just a button, out of the box button that would export which indicators are on a dashboard. The data does exist through an API, but you'd have to call the API. Okay.
I think someone there found the actual article I was looking for as well. They found it faster, so that's good.
Yes, perfect. That's it. Thank you, Dima. Hopefully I said that right. Thanks. That is the the article that walks through how do you set up the view, and if you just change sys report, and actually report stats is still correct. If you just change sys report to to PA widget, that should be fine. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And then another question, is it possible to group by tags? And the answer for that one is not easily. It's probably better to say no, that you can't. The tags are stored off table. And so you'd have to, if you were going to do it, you'd have to build a view. It'd be a bit complicated, but it could be done just like, or very similar to how we answer report or catalog questions or survey answers where you have to build a view to materialize it. I have done that with tags. It's challenging. And then you still have multiples that you have to deal with. So I would probably stay away from trying to report on tags. But if you needed to, for some reason, it could be done. There might be a community article on that as well, but I'm not sure. And solution library, well, we have a few minutes, so we can have color commentary on the solution library. So the solution library, again, the solution library was our first attempt on how do we solve upgrades. So a big challenge we have is that in the upgrade center, in upgrades in general, it's admin only, and an admin will see any changes that come through. Hopefully you've all seen what it looks like in an upgrade, but we have skips. And a skip is anything that you've customized, we don't upgrade. That's our general policy, is that if you customize it, we don't touch it anymore because we don't know what your customization is. The admin can then, when they upgrade, say, oh, I don't want my customization anymore. I will take the upgrade. You overwrite my customization and go back to out of the box, which is always a great option. It's generally a great option. However, if the update doesn't address why you customized it, then you need to figure out what to do, whether you keep your customization as is or you upgrade, but then in your upgrade process, create a new customization that now is based off of the new upgrade, right? Which is work they have to go through. The biggest issue we have with all of this is that it's done by the admin, which is generally not those of us on this phone, right? We might be an admin on a sub production. We're generally the PA admins, but not the admin. So we had to create an experience where the admin could upgrade, wouldn't impact any of your work. And then you could come back later and go, yes, I do want this updated visualization. I do want this indicator. I don't, right? But I mean it. My changes are really important to me and I'm not going to take that update. And you needed to be able to do it on your schedule and you needed to review it. The solution library was our attempt to do that. It does allow some of that functionality that comes through, but not the experience needs to be better. And where we're looking at now is how do we just better integrate into the upgrade center. The upgrade center, I think came in Paris, but is certainly been improved in Quebec and going forward. So we're putting a huge emphasis on the admin experience, which includes you. And how do we make this really seamless so that you can understand what's updated, what the update means, and why, and make a very informed decision about whether you want to uptake it or not. Again, the solution library was the first pass at that, and it wasn't perfect, but it does work. So if you are, not every content pack has a solution library metadata to let you do it, but it would certainly be someplace I want to look. And the solution library lets you kind of preview, well, this is the dashboard. This is what that report looks like. Do you want it or not? And then reset things or update it. So it's not perfect, but it's good. And if the content pack you're looking for has that there, then you do want to look at the solution library and take those updates. And then you can decide whether you take the updates or not. And going back to it, when we do update, you do get all the indicators, you get all the net new stuff, you just don't get changes. That's the biggest issue we didn't push, was the changes. And it's really rare actually that we fix something went out broken in terms of analytics. The biggest issue you would have is if the core application added some new field and now you need that new field. That can happen. But it's not super common. In general, what I would do would be to go look at the docs, because the docs, if you haven't looked at them, are vastly improved from where they were maybe 2 years ago. The each content pack has a standardized template, especially for all the new stuff, has a standardized standardized content that walk you through what's there and why it's there. And then from that, you can decide, oh, I do want that. I can go to a dev instance and pick it up. That if for any of you who don't have it, a PDI is a wonderful thing to have. If you go to developer.servicenow.com, you can get a personal developer instance, which we call a PDI. You can upgrade it to the version you want, and you can try everything out. And an awesome feature is you can just zboot it. So I recommend everybody has a PDI. When your company is looking to update, just go upgrade your PDI, install whatever app, install whatever content pack. It won't have your customizations, but it will show you what's out of the box. And then you can also pull anything you want from that. If you want to grab an indicator, you can export the indicator, maybe work with your admin if you don't know how to do that. But that will give you what an out-of-the-box instance really looks like with all those content packs, and you can reset it anytime you want. Okay, another question about date range filters on PA beyond the out-of-the-box ones. So PA doesn't have any date. So on some of the widgets, or you can choose them. The answer effectively is no. For PA specifically, if it doesn't come out of the box, you're probably not going to be able to support it. You could with a custom visualization, you can do whatever you want because the PA does have an API which you can call. I'd probably discourage it unless it was really important. For reporting, you can build custom interactive filters. I discourage it as well, but you can do it if you need to. There's labs on that. There's some good content, but on the PA side, it's more challenging. That being said, when we move into Now Experience, everything is configurable. So to kind of connect back to our earlier discussion with Now Experience, in Classic, if I had to build a custom interactive filter, you were going custom. We considered it to be custom. There were some trade-offs, some limitations for custom. It wasn't the same as out of the box. Now Experience, we moved to a component model for the UI, which is it is not, but it is very similar to React. It's not React, but it's very similar to React, where we have a component library. And we'll see, again, you'll see more of this as it's coming through. But what it means is that your developers can create components. The community can create components which work and behave exactly like out of the box components. This will allow us to better share information between all of us, rather than just here's how you do it. We actually can publish components which somebody can pull from a library. So at ServiceNow, we're creating components for everything we need out of the box, which you can use. But again, you can create something just like ours are, and they're treated just the same. There aren't those those limitations. I don't say they're artificial limitations, but there's limitations for what you could do compared to what ServiceNow could do. And when we move into Now Experience, components are components, and you have access to all the same tools we have. You can still do it wrong, so there's certainly a risk there, but you can do it right, and we won't have to put in some of these safeguards that we had to in the classic UI. So you'll be able to expand further.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam, and April as well. Looks like questions have definitely slowed down. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. And if another one happens to pop in that we can get to, we'll do that. So again, thank you, April, for giving us all of that great information and about what's new in Quebec. And thank you, Adam, for all the great answers that you always give. So it's good to have you on the call, definitely. So real quick, so let's kind of close here. So make sure that you're using, what is out there. So obviously we give you a lot of great information here, and we give you a lot of great answers here, but a lot of really great things are already out there in the community. So make sure that you're, taking full advantage of that. I'm sure that all of you are. And, there's a lot of blogs and articles that are existingly already out there that has been wrote throughout the years. So make sure that you check out the Power of the Community, tab there. And that actually tries to put those all in relatable topics that'll kind of help you find things that you have. But if you're just getting started, or if you need to hit the ground running or whatnot, keep pushing, training. All of the academies, previous academies that we had are out there, and any of the new ones. will be out there. Invitations or events will be out there for those. So make sure that you're just utilizing the things that are out there. And again, like I just said, so the previous academies are out there, and this one will be out either later today or first thing in the morning. And, again, go there and you can have all of those recordings. So maybe if you don't want to sit through all of it, but if you're looking for a specific section, obviously with it being on YouTube, you can get to any section that you want. So make sure that you're utilizing that as well. And then, of course, like we've been saying for the past few months, the K-20 labs are still out there in Now Learning. So, do take advantage of those if you have not. Maybe you want to look at some things that were from last year in preparation for this year to kind of help yourself. But it is out there and, again, free. So take full advantage of that. So obviously, knowledge is not that far away, within month or so and some days. So gear up, start preparing for knowledge. If you are going to, get some, great things from that. It is virtual again this year. And like Adam said, the schedule will be out today, if not tomorrow, or very soon. And you'll actually see what we're going to have there in knowledge. But do take advantage of that and get all the great things that are coming with that. So other sessions that you might be interested in. So just like the Performance Analytics Academy, there's also Virtual Agent Academy that is out there, and also the Mobile App Academy. So the links are there, and do take advantage of those out there as well. And it can give you more great information to be right on top of the performance analytics as well. So again, if you are writing questions in the community or you have not, here is a great blog that'll actually help you with those. The more information that you can put into questions, the more likely that it can get answered very timely. So please, take advantage and look at this and learn some great techniques in actually asking your questions. And, hopefully they'll get answered, very fast by not only us, but other gurus that are actually in the community itself. So the next session that we'll have, which is on April the 7th, we'll actually talk about KPI signals. So this will be another great session with some demo as well to show you how KPI signals work. So make sure that you get signed up for that. That event will be out there today as well. So make sure you get it and come, for that one. And then, of course, always we ask this, we need your help. So if there's anything that you would like to see in a future session, please let us know that via the community. If there's anything that you would like to see that maybe is not out there as it relates to anything that's in the platform, your instance or whatnot, make sure you use the Ideal portal for that. And hopefully, they'll get added in future releases. So, just tell us what you want. We've had polls the past couple sessions that really give us a good idea of what people are looking for. And we're going to try as hard as we can to get those topics within the next Academy session dates that we have. But again, this is for you. So we want to make sure that we're giving you exactly what you're looking for in these sessions.
And there will be a survey when you close this session. You should see a pop-up with the survey. And there is a field in there as well about what you'd like to see.
Thanks, Adam. So again, this slide here is just to kind of talk about everything that I've just went through, so we don't have to hit all these points again. But just know that there's many tools that are out there, and utilize them as much as you possibly can. Let me look at this question here. We only have about 4 minutes.
I think for this one, you probably want to ask that in the community.
Okay.
If there hasn't been something posted in there, I would post in with what you want to see. I don't know that any of us on the call are up to date with everything in the Agile content pack. And I know there's some magic that goes on in there, particularly on the burn down chart. So if you want to ask that in the community, include some screenshots, and then hopefully somebody will be able to answer that, or we'll be able to dig in a little bit more for you than we'll be able to do rather than making up an answer, which is what I would do on the phone.
Okay, great. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. So if there are no more questions, again, April, thank you very much for coming on today and giving us all of that great information. And Adam, of course, with all the great answers that you always provide. And we will see you all on the next session, which is April 7th. And again, that's on KPI signals. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you soon.